Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorns. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got here for the Cappies in early August? What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Capricorn. Early August. It's a beautiful time of year. It's Leo season. So what's happening for the Cappies? Nice and quick. All right. So we do have this nice card of potential, beautiful creativity. So regardless of what you may be going through, I feel like this is really nice, very creative and imaginative type of energy. And before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. I always feel like it's very stylish when you look at the image. That lady has a very unique, interesting hairdo. And notice she's in front of a sewing machine holding a golden thread. So to me, this is all about creativity, potential, being able to bring things forth. And I've been seeing a magnetic energy like that around Capricorn for a couple of weeks now. So this is really good. There's another little side message that comes through with this is actually mending something. That's a big thing when it comes to sewing, like fixing things, mending things. So for a lot of Cappies in this time now could be a great time for problem solving, fixing things if you want to fix them. But to me, this is just creative and expressive. So if you're going through any rough emotional times, whatever they might be, creative pursuits, artistic pursuits, they're all highly favored here, whether it's for just expression or even business related. So we're just going to put her down right there for now. There's a lot of potential in this card, especially with that golden thread, because a lot of you could be manifesting something big in. Now, yeah, let's put her down. Let's get into tarot. And I always say this first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Cappies in early August. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. I know I already mentioned that little bit of magnetism I was picking up for the Cappies. The reading was titled Here They Come. And that energy could still bleed over for a couple of weeks. I was picking up a vibe of like drawing various people and situations to you. Now, I know Capricorn is a cardinal sign, all about taking action, making moves, going down the road they want. But it felt like you were pulling things in, whether people or otherwise. So let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. You know how tarot goes. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my Cappies. What do we got for my good friends? Early August. What's going on? Thank you. Okay, so we are starting with the Ten of Swords. That's something we're absolutely gonna want to take a very close look at. And it doesn't tank the whole reading, of course, but I mean, if you know tarot, if you watch tarot, that's an uncomfortable energy. Let's get a couple more. So we could be looking at a timeline. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles in position number 2. This is very solid, sturdy, stable. Let's get one more out here. Let's see what we got for the Cappies. Early August energy. Thank you. Okay, so we have the 10 of Pentacles, and the way this is looking, for various situations you're going through, it could be a matter of perspective. We also have something that could be really amazing and one thing that could be very difficult. So we're really going to need to differentiate these vibes. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, as I was mentioning, notice on the split ends here, we have double 10s. Now, 10s in tarot could represent the close of cycle, endings. This one obviously is pretty rough. This one is really great. And we have a card that could represent you right down the center. So it's like, okay, well, how are you looking at this? Could you be seeing a silver lining or a positive result or something rough? For some Capricorns, there could be certain situations that are just up in the air, or you could be dealing with multiple things. It's like a complete mixed bag of energy we have going on here. The one thing I really do like, though, is this double down of earthy energy. That's your element. That's something you're very comfortable in. It's nice and easy going. So let's go through, and I'll give you the classical meanings right now. Position number one, let's build it out. Ten of Swords. So let's go a little further in depth with this card. So you see the image there, and whether you're an expert in tarot or whether you're a beginner, you know that this is one of the more challenging cards in the whole entire deck. Like I already mentioned, it could represent a rough and tough ending. It could represent loss. It could represent hurt feelings, someone going through problems, tough situations. Whether it's from the past or something you're currently dealing with, whenever it shows up, we always want to take a very close look at it. And we are absolutely going to clarify it and get more detail to see what this pain could possibly be. Maybe for some of you, you might be in an okay mode, and someone you're connected to could be taking something really difficult. That's absolutely possible here. But I always like to give the positives, and although this is a very challenging card and it could be problematic, the Ten of Swords could easily just represent something getting as worse as it's going to get, or it's like rock bottom energy where there's nowhere to go but up. So just know if you're going through something pretty difficult, there's nowhere to go but up from here. That's what this card tells us. The only thing, I wouldn't even say it's concerning me at this point, that I find intriguing is the fact that we have the two complete opposite energies splitting this King of Pentacles. So for some of you, yeah, there could be something that's just like not fully resolved itself, or it could still be up in the air. It's very possible. But position number two, we have the King of Pentacles. Now, I always say kings in tarot, they represent control of their respective suit. And this is earth sign energy to a T. It's not gender specific. So this could be representing you in my simplistic style of reading. So when we clarify it, it could tell us something you might be feeling or something that's coming in. Could be another earth sign, so Cap, Virgo, Taurus. But if that's not the case, when I see the King of Pentacles, it is sturdy, it's abundant, it's filled with blessings. It's a really lovely type of energy in its most positive form. Similar to the Empress, but like that masculine version, so it could be about action. Now, a lot of you could be very much Pentacle focused, work focused, home focused, material life focused when this is here. But I feel like there's going to be extra layers to the King of Pentacles this time. Now, when we get to the challenge of this card, it could represent a sense of stubbornness, or it's somebody you might be dealing with that's not really wanting to change something. They might be stuck in their ways or stuck in a very certain mindset when the King of Pentacles is here. The only thing we want to watch out for with this card is if we get big shakeups, big changes showing up underneath it, because this King of Pentacles energy is resistant to change and it's prone to go off the handle sometimes. That's why I'm like taking this reading very slow and easy. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Now, this is the epitome of a silver lining in this reading. It's everything that this Ten of Swords is not. Again, tens represent the close of a cycle, but this one is level up type of energy. So we have this one in the beginning, that's a loss. This one on the end, that's like a gain. It's like a little bit of a seesaw type of action we're dealing with here. 10 Pentacles, again, very focused on the material world. This is one of the cards of house, home, family. But when I see it, I think of expansion. I think of level ups, wins, victories. So for a portion of you, maybe it is learning lessons from the past or turning a negative into a positive. That would be the most optimistic sense of this card when we see it. But similar to that King of Pentacles, this card could be a little immovable. This could represent someone's sense of stability. Like, how stable is this person feeling? How stable are they really when this card is here? And we'll want to take a look at it. It is resistant to change, though. But again, Capricorn is a cardinal sign, all about action. And I feel as far as earth signs go, Capricorns can pretty much roll with the punches. I want to dive deeper on all of it, though. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's happening for the Cappies. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ten of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you could drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Ten of Swords. What's happening? Very quick, very first shuffle. Okay, Magician in reverse. Not a huge fan of this. Now, for some of you, this could just be words of wisdom that either you need to hear or you need to pass along to somebody else, because I am getting that feeling especially with this Ten of Swords, like for a lot of you, it could just be someone you're connected to going through like a pretty difficult time. Now, we are still picking up the energy of an ending where it's like, all right, well, that was kind of out of my hands. And that's a thing I've been seeing with a lot of the signs this week where there might be problems, situations, endings where it's like, there's not much more I could have really done. Like it happened the way it was meant to. The Magician is a card of control. Yes, it's a card of manifesting and creating, which we saw little notes of it in the beginning. That's when we get it in the upright. So I'm not saying like, oh, you manifested this ending, you manifested that pain. Absolutely not. When we see it in reverse, it's like, I mean, there's nothing you could have really done. So for some of you, if you are going through some problems or a difficult situation or even an ending, it was really out of your hands. Now, I will also say this. Sometimes if people we are connected to are going through really tough times, just being present is very important. And there could be someone you're connected to where they just need someone to be present, keep them company. I'm like getting this kind of energy here, so do with that what you will. But yeah, Magician in reverse under Ten of Swords, it's like, I mean, it's the universe. It's karmic in a sense. So for some of you, it could be a karmic cycle closing out or ending. Let's keep moving forward. We're not going to talk that into the ground. It is what it is. So why is the King of Pentacles here? For some of you, if you feel like you're being controlled in any sort of way, that situation could be on its way out as well. So that's only for some of you. Let's see what that King of Pentacles has to say. Thank you. Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, for a portion of you might be having difficulties with a fire sign in this time. And queens, regardless of their suit, it's interesting that we have a king and queen here. So for some of you, partnerships, friends, connections, that could be very important in this time for a lot of you. So it's reaffirming what I'm saying about this energy that, yeah, I'm sure maybe some Capricorns out there are going through a tough one. But for some of you, I feel like somebody else might be going through something pretty rough. Now, the Queen of Wands is a card of confidence. It's a card of someone feeling like great about themselves, how they feel on the inside. So I do get an energy of someone projecting an air of confidence, especially when this shows up in reverse. It's like, all right, well, I feel shaky. I'm not feeling right, but I'm going to move forward. So whatever this is going on here, somebody could be putting on a brave face. Absolutely. When I see this Queen of Wands, I mean, unless you're having difficulties with a fire sign here. It's not really movement based as well. That's another thing I will say. So yeah, the energy I was seeing in the beginning where it could be someone a little resistant to change, there's a comfort level here. And I was picking that up in the front end. There's something about comforting or comfort levels being very important for a lot of you. So put yourself in positions and places around people that you feel very comfortable with in this time. And that's a good energy to see. But yeah, King of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands in reverse. It's like, all right, well, I'm not feeling too great about this, but I'm going to move on as usual, or business as usual, regardless. This is a very sturdy energy. So let's keep moving forward to that 10 of Pentacles. Maybe we'll get a better result on the end. So why is that 10 here? Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. What is happening for the Cappies? Thank you. Again, lots of people. That's something I was picking up for you last week, and it's showing up again. It's been all over this reading. We have the King of Swords in reverse. People, people, people. Now, the King of Swords, yes, control-based as well, very similar to 3 of the cards we have here are all about the things we can control and the things that we can't. When I see that King in reverse, to me, it's either something that's unplanned. So just like something unplanned or wasn't strategized. And I like how it feels here on the back end. Because on the front, like, yeah, this happened. There's not much more I could have done here. But on the back end, it's like, all right, this is for the best. Like, there could be a silver lining that you don't quite see just yet. Okay, so whether it's for you or another person that we're picking up this rough karmic cycle ending in the beginning, when I see this King of Swords, it's unplanned with this beautiful possible result here. So I feel like it's very important in this time for a lot of Cappies. I mean, I don't know if you're in hermit mode or not, but there's something about comforting or needing comfort or putting yourself around people in social places. That's a big thing as well. Watch out for the air sign energy. I mean, we have most of the zodiac out here right now, so I'm not going to say it's going to be one or the other. But I will say this. I really like this King of Swords on the back end, clarifying the 10 of Pentacles, because to me, it's like, all right, everything will be okay. Everything will be all right. And it's like a nice little reassurance that we're picking up here. So I'd say it's a pretty positive ending, but just watch out that there's not too many people tugging at your energy in different ways in this time. Like, protect your energy. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card here. Very intriguing, layered type of reading. And it seemed like this week for you, Capricorn, the energies was that of other people around you possibly. But position number one, we have the Ten of Swords with the Magician in reverse. I did say that this could be like a karmic cycle closing or ending onto a new cycle, but I'm also seeing an ending or a pain that was like really nothing you could do about it. Also watch that someone you're very near and dear to could be taking something quite rough and they might need your presence. Especially moving to the center, we have the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands in reverse. Specifically, might be having some issues with fire signs. Doesn't have to be, though. But when I see this alignment together, I get someone putting on a brave face, or there's a sense of comforting here, or needing comfort, needing a little confidence. I like it in the center for the most part, because it's like, yeah, regardless of this energy, business as usual. Moving to the back end, we have the Ten of Pentacles with the King of Swords showing up here in reverse. This unforeseen or unplanned energy is showing up in a very nice positive way, that there might be silver linings to these difficulties. Just know, again, there's so much energy about the people around you or people you're connected to that could be affecting your energy in a powerful way this week. You might be extra sensitive to that, so keep that in mind. But I like the Ten of Pentacles with the King of Swords in reverse because it tells us everything's going to be okay. Everything will return back to some sort of normalcy, which is nice. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. Yeah, very peculiar that your reading was somewhat focused more on other people than yourself. I mean, that's how it goes sometimes, though, right? Let's see what's happening for Cappy. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. Let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this card out here. What do we got? Thank you. Okay, Two of Wands. So interesting that within the main part of the reading itself, we saw an energy of something that could be unplanned or something going away that you didn't quite foresee. The Two of Wands, as with all twos, could represent decisions, choices, crossroads. So just know for some of you that might just be the place you're in, even if you don't quite see it, where it's like, okay, life could go a couple different ways. And we saw that here on the top end with the split, where it's like, all right, it could go really, really good, or it could go left. Now, the Two of Wands, aside from the things I already mentioned, is one of my biggest cards of strategy. Yes, it could represent travel and distance and things like that. But to me, it's a card of somebody planning, plotting a course forward. So I feel when this shows up in the shadows, it's just very important to remember this time and maybe even give this advice if you have someone struggling, that, you know, things are always going to pop up in life that we can't plan. Things are always going to pop up that are out of our hands. We could prepare as best we can, but you know how the universe can be. It has a sense of humor, and that's kind of what this card is telling me. Yeah, so there is this energy of things not going particularly as you thought they might, but not necessarily in a bad way. Might be better than you think. So Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, one of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.